Hey everyone, how's it going? Thanks so much for tuning in. For today's video, we get to take an up-close and personal, in-depth look at the all-new Nissan Rogue. Big shout out and thanks to Nissan for providing this example for a whole week of testing. As always guys, this is going to be a detailed, in-depth review of the Rogue. We'll start it up, show the engine, get an exhaust clip, go over the performance data, take on a thorough road test, and show you many of the unique aspects of both the interior as well as exterior. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop on in, start it up, let it run.
Our tester is finished in Arctic Blue Metallic and comes paired with a high-quality almond cloth interior with black accents across the doors and dash.
To start, just have the key fob within the interior, put your foot on the brake, and hit the dash mounted button to go.
The new Rogue features vehicle speed-sensitive rack and pinion power steering with variable electric assistance. The overall setup is very smooth, but we'll talk about driving impressions a little later in the video. The sporty 3-spoke multifunction steering wheel has grip bolsters up top and high-quality silvery trim. If you want leather wrapping, you have to step it on up to the top-tier SL. An updated CVT, or continuously variable transmission, is the only gearbox available for the Rogue. It benefits from a number of improvements such as reduced internal friction that basically lead to increased overall economy versus its predecessor. You can turn off electronic overdrive, there's a low range if you're going down a steep hill, not to mention eco mode to boost economy, and sport mode which increases throttle response for a little bit more of a livelier feel. You even have your choice of front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. In addition to the backup camera, our tester is equipped with the optional around view camera system for a 360-degree top view as well as a curved view for aid in parking.
So let's go ahead and flip on the automatic LED accent and halogen headlamps and the hazards. The driver's side window is fully automatic. And we'll go ahead and check out the exterior. Upon closing the door, the vehicle will chime a few times to let you know it's lost detection of the proximity key fob.
Nissan introduced the all-new second-generation Rogue last year, offering consumers refreshed styling, greater practicality, improved efficiency, and even more value. Today's crossover segment has become pretty competitive and can perhaps be a bit overwhelming when you consider all of the great choices currently available. With the redesigned Rogue, shoppers should have an even harder choice as it's quite a leap over its predecessor in pretty much every way. While it's still technically referred to as a compact crossover, the Rogue has grown in size to make better use of its efficiently packaged interior to yield even more passenger space. Noteworthy stats include a 0.6-inch longer wheelbase, 1.2 inches of additional height, and 1.5 inches of reduced front overhang. The rear door is now opened up to a wider angle of 77 degrees, making it easier to climb into the back. Rogue can even sit up to 7 people now with a compact third-row seating option, which we'll cover later in the video. Interestingly enough, the first-generation Rogue is still being sold as the Rogue Select, a cheaper alternative that begins a few grand or so less and is available alongside the new model. There are 3 main trim levels, S, SV, and SL, which are primarily set apart by standard equipment, creature comforts, and upholstery. Our SV tester is pretty much in the middle and without a doubt the value leader, offering just the right amount of premium amenities without breaking the bank. I'm also a big fan of the Rogue's new look, which benefits from the latest Nissan styling languages. It looks like a smaller and sportier Murano that should have more general appeal to those looking for a stylish CUV. The fluidic sculpture and exterior brightwork also make it look more upscale than before. Optional roof racks add greater utility and style. While I think it looks the part, it definitely doesn't drive as sporty as some of the competition, but it's likely one of the most comfortable in daily driving. It's easy to handle and rides pretty supple to be honest. Coefficient of drag, now rated at 0.33, is about 10% lower than the previous model thanks to improvements in overall aerodynamics, all in an effort to reduce wind turbulence over, under, and around the vehicle, leading to a quieter interior. LED accent and halogen headlamps are standard along with turn signal mirrors, while fog lamps and full LED headlamps are available at an extra cost. Aggressive lower cladding, a rear spoiler, and bold wheel arches further add to the fun and sporty character. The Rogue S features steel wheels and covers, while the SV gains silver-painted alloys. Both are 17 inches in diameter. The SL gains exclusive 18-inch wheels. They're wrapped in two 25/65 all-season tires unless you opt for the third row seat, which automatically gets paired with run-flat tires due to the spare tire deletion. Four-wheel internally ventilated disc brakes are standard on all trim levels and provide smooth stopping power alongside ABS, brake assist, and electronic brake force distribution. Overall, the Rogue delivers very refined and quiet road manners. There's some body roll in the corners, but where it matters the most is daily comfort and passenger hauling, not corner carving. The suspension does a good job isolating the cabin from various road imperfections for a more pleasant ride. I haven't driven the previous Rogue, but if you're not one that prefers stiffer suspension setups, the Rogue is definitely worth checking out. Overall length is 182.3 inches with a width of 72.4 inches and a height with the roof rack of 67.5 inches. Wheelbase is 106.5 inches, while curb weight for our front-wheel drive tester is around 3,413 pounds. Open the new aluminum hood and you'll find a familiar all-aluminum 2.5-liter 4-cylinder. Essentially carried over from the previous model, it features dual overhead cams, 4 valves per cylinder, sequential multi-port fuel injection, and variable valve timing. Compression ratio is rated at 10:1 with a 6,200 RPM redline. It develops 170 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 175 pound-feet of torque at 4,400 RPM. Paired with the more efficient CVT, it's good to hit 60 miles an hour in a little under 9 seconds. Acceleration is leisurely and probably not helped by a slight weight gain, but it's more than adequate for the application, especially when you consider how much more interior room there is to go around. The engine is quiet, smooth, and delivers plenty of oomph when needed. If you're not used to CVTs, it could take some time to get used to. It's not a performance machine, but its tame behavior leads to impressive fuel economy. Improving over its predecessor, the new front-wheel drive Rogue is rated between 26 miles to a gallon in the city and 33 on the highway on regular unleaded. It averages around 28 miles to a gallon. Adding all-wheel drive removes 1 mile to a gallon in both city and highway ratings, but the EPA rates it with the same overall average. We've talked about a lot of stuff so far, but the most important thing you need to know about the new Rogue is the fact that it has a tremendous amount of interior space compared to its predecessor. Not only for the occupants, especially the rear, but you also have increased cargo space out back. That new optional third row seat like we touched on earlier is actually only available for the S and SV, is not available in the SL. So really, if you can do without leather, an SV provides a tremendous amount of value if you needed that extra practicality of the third row seat. Build quality is phenomenal for the class. There's a lot of padded material across the front doors and the upper portion of the dash. I also love these seats. Like the Murano we tested a while back, these seats are the NASA-inspired zero-gravity type seats that Nissan's been putting in some of their latest models, and they are extremely comfortable, a ton of padding everywhere, and it actually supports your body quite well. The SV's seats are wrapped in really high-quality cloth upholstery. This one also has heated seats for the front occupants, so honestly I actually prefer this over leather. It's very sumptuous feeling. The black logoed floor mats provide a nice contrast with the upper door and dash trim, and you also have a manual tilt telescoping steering wheel. With our premium model, you have a power liftgate, not to mention a variety of electronic safety features such as moving object detection, lane departure warning, and blind spot monitoring. You have plenty of satin silver bright work, a light headliner, and a panoramic sunroof is also available.
So let's go ahead and see how she sounds. Go ahead and shut her up.
The SV comes standard with a 6-speaker audio system with AM, FM, CD, and satellite radio, in addition to USB, auxiliary, and hands-free Bluetooth connectivity. It's a pretty decent sounding stereo, definitely an upgrade of the base 4-speaker setup. The SL, on the other hand, is a premium 8-speaker Bose system. Optional with the premium package and standard on the SL, this Nissan Connect infotainment system combines navigation, smartphone integration, and your around view camera system like I showed you earlier. I've covered this system briefly in my Juke Nismo RS review, so if you want to see more on how to use this system, check the link in the top right hand corner of the video. All in all, it's very simple to use, especially if you're new to the technology.
Up top, your side curtain airbags, grip handles up top, padded visors with a card holder, and an illuminated vanity mirror. You have a manually dimming rearview mirror, and at the top stack, the microphone with a hands-free Bluetooth telephone system, LED interior illumination, not to mention reading lamps, and a padded sunglass container. Coming down the center console, it's highlighted by high-gloss black metallic trim for a little bit of a higher quality touch with the satin silver pieces. Your infotainment system up top, dual-zone electronic automatic climate control down below, temperature to either side, fan speed, different zones, front and rear defrost. Down at the very bottom, you have a 12-volt power outlet, your auxiliary media integration such as USB and iPod, small tray as you can see. Continuing on back, this one's equipped with the optional 2-stage heated seats for the front occupants, 2 cup holders, and a padded center console. The 2-tier design allows for 1 tray there or a big storage well. It also houses an extra power outlet. As far as the steering wheel, it's a pretty simple design overall. You have your cruise control over here, hands-free telephone and voice commands, other radio controls to the left-hand side, in addition to your driver information system located in the little digital display in between the speedometer cluster. Alrighty. We'll go ahead and shut her down. And check out the back seat. What's up everyone? So if you're going to be hauling a lot of passengers, the Rogue has a tremendously spacious back seat. I'm 5'10" with a comfortable seating position for myself in front. I easily have 4.5 inches or so of leg space and maybe 3.5 inches or so of head space. Just like the front, the SV has this super high quality cloth upholstery back here that's so nice. I really don't see a need to step up to leather in the SL unless it's just your personal preference. It really is that nice. And also, like the front, the back seat is extremely comfortable. There's not a whole lot in terms of lateral support, but there's a lot of padding in the cushions, good lower back support. It overall fits my body really well. And another plus, you can obviously sit 3 people back here. There's an adjustable headrest in the middle, and it's pretty roomy overall. I would imagine you could sit 3 people my size back here without any shoulder interference or anything like that. And there's not really a big drivetrain hump down below, so you don't have to straddle anything. And it's pretty open and spacious back here, so there's a lot of room to kind of play around with. This strap right here, and you can fold down a padded armrest with 2 cup holders. And it also doubles as the trunk pass-through, so if you want to fold down this optional 3rd row seat, you can stick items all the way to the front, like poles, skis, or anything of that nature. Other amenities back here include water bottle holders on the door panels, soft touch material across the armrest, 2 air registers down below there for extra ventilation paired with the dual zone climate control setup we talked about earlier, 2 storage pockets in the back of the seats, illumination, grip handles, and a coat hook on the driver's side portion. Of course, you do have side curtain airbags, keeping everyone nice and protected. And another nice thing, in addition to the sliding portion here, the seats can also recline. If you grab this little handle back here, you can adjust the rake of the seat. So you can lean back a little bit for extra comfort on long trips, or rake it all the way forward if you prefer to be a little bit more straight. But there's different steps and stuff, so it's customizable depending on your personal preference. So now I'm going to show you how to get into the back seat. It's pretty simple overall. You just grab that same handle up top here that you would use to recline the seat, go all the way forward, and then slide it. That's it, just one lever. You can also fold the seats flat if you need extra storage space out back. I'll show that a little bit more when we get to the trunk portion, but to do that, you grab the little strap at the bottom of the cushion right here, simultaneously with this upper pull handle. With those together, it folds. So the Rogue's new 3rd row seating option is actually pretty nice because now you can seat up to 7 people instead of 5 like the previous model. I wouldn't recommend it if it's just going to be you and your significant other, or if you're going to be hauling around your adult friends all day long, because it is really, really tight. I can see a big benefit though with families who have smaller children and stuff, because For toddlers and younger kids, probably less than 10 years old. It's plenty spacious back there. But let me go ahead and hop on back there. I can't fit very well, so don't laugh at me, so I'm gonna just give this a try. Okay. I can definitely sit back here. I mean, if you pull the seat back, lock it in place in its furthest forward position, my knees are basically up in my chest. They're right up against the seat back, but I can sit. I'm actually surprised about how much extra room there is back here. The nice thing about the front, I mean, I showed you there's a ton of headspace for me in this middle row seat. The roof height doesn't really change back here. It doesn't drop off or anything like that, so the same level and the openness still applies, but for smaller people. You can raise up these headrests for better comfort and stuff. Obviously, if you're just driving around, put it down for better visibility. So there's a storage pocket to the left, 2 cup holders to the right. It just adds a whole lot of practicality to the vehicle. And I think I forgot to mention this too, but all of the glass behind the B-pillars around here are all tinted from the factory.
Out back, our tester features the optional powered liftgate that can be fully controlled via the key fob. When equipped with the third row seat, you have 9.4 cubic feet of storage with them raised. Fold them down, you have 32 cubic feet behind the middle row. However, with everything folded, space climbs substantially to 70 cubic feet, a notable improvement over its predecessor. You do have rear illumination out back, cargo tie-downs, as well as a 12-volt power outlet. Something else is pretty cool is the divide and hide cargo management system. It allows for extra practicality, storage, and the like, and you even have more functionality when you don't opt for the third row seat.
The passenger side seat is manually adjusting. Down below on the passenger side, you do have a pretty good sized glove box. It's not locking, but it is also damped, so you don't have to worry about it cracking up against your shins or anything like that. It's big enough to put probably a large tablet or even a small laptop in there.
The Nissan Rogue seems like an excellent choice for someone looking for a compact crossover that doesn't skimp on practicality and offers a tremendous amount of comfort and interior space. There's a lot of good features, build quality is excellent, and performance is pretty decent for the class. Definitely worth checking out.
Well everyone, I hope you enjoyed the in-depth look at the 2015 Nissan Rogue. Be sure to stay tuned next time, there's a lot more where that came from. Take care everybody.